hope you're having a fabulous day. I wanted to come on for Teach Tuesday's topic that's about meditation, okay? I've gotten a few emails, a few questions regarding meditation. I am an advocate for meditation. I do it twice a day, and I believe it really helps during that journey of spiritual growth, journey to help alleviate stress, to be more at ease and to be more calm. This has been my tool. So those who don't know, I was diagnosed with lupus in 2003, and one of the onset of it was, a trigger for it was stress. Stress triggers any and everything. So I had to find a tool, something to help me manage the stress, to manage, my anxiety, and meditation was that. Okay, so I'm coming on, so I know people have questions on how to handle their stress, how to manage their anxiety or whatever else they be going through. And they've been trying meditation and they feel like it hasn't been working. And one of the reasons is because of the biggest obstacle. And that obstacle is that most people probably face is that you're told that to meditate, you have to quiet the mind. The mind has to stop. There can be no thoughts, nothing can be going on, the mind has to stop. So you are aware that takes years of practice, dedicated practice for years. And sometimes in certain environments to get to that level, and if they even actually get to that level, okay? So don't beat yourself up. If you're saying I've been trying to meditate, and one of my biggest challenges that I can't meditate is because of I can't quiet my mind. You don't have to. Okay, if you're meditating and the hyperactivity in your brain is going off, you have tons of thoughts are coming through, thoughts of yesterday, thoughts of today, thoughts of the future, whatever it may be, things, the anxiety, worries, that they pop up in your brain when you're meditating. If that's the case and you are aware when it pops up, that's progress, that you're becoming aware of the thoughts. Okay, because then the next step after you become aware of the thoughts is to begin recognizing the negative thoughts. And say to those thoughts, thank you for sharing, but that is not my truth. Okay, thank you for sharing, but that is not my truth. Okay, or a thought comes up and is not in the midst of your meditation, you say to yourself, thank you for sharing, and move on. And you breathe through it, okay? So for those who are challenged with the first obstacle, which is they can't quiet their mind, know that you're not alone, and know that it takes years of dedicated practice to really get to that level. But if you can take 2 minutes out your day, 5 minutes out your day, 10 minutes out your day, in the morning to meditate, don't worry about focusing on quieting your mind. Focus on the breath, okay? Focus on your breath for a minute, for 2 minutes, gradually increase it. Doesn't have to be one shot deal, 20 minutes, no, it won't happen that way. Gradually increase it throughout your time, throughout your practice. So maybe day 1, you do for 1 minute before you leave. Day 2, you increase it to 2 minutes. Each day, you gradually increase the time you spend on it. And in that process, be mindful of your thoughts. It's okay. The thoughts will appear. The thoughts will come into your brain. And then at some point, you've been spaced out somewhere else, okay? That happens. Do not beat yourself up. Okay, just want to let you know, I hear this a lot. Like I was at an event a few weeks ago, and someone's like, I can't meditate. Like I can't keep my mind quiet. Too much stuff happening in my brain. That happens. Think about your body. Your kidneys functions no matter what. Your lungs function no matter what. You're gonna tell your lungs stop functioning. You don't want to tell your heart stop pumping. So imagine trying to tell the brain to stop thinking. That's its function, right? So that's the challenge. It's okay. The thought appears, thank you for sharing. It was a negative thought, thank you for sharing. That is not my truth. Okay? And move on. Breathe and move on. The idea is to get into the practice of just being still, getting the body still, becoming aware of the thoughts. That's the idea. That's what meditation is. So that's the first obstacle, is when you have too many thoughts and you can't stop the thoughts. Okay? The second obstacle that people face is time. People are saying, I don't have time to meditate between running around trying to get to work on time, or catching my bus, catching the train, or driving, trying to beat the traffic, then all the workload at work, then got to come home, do all the work stuff for home with the family and children, social life, you don't have time to meditate. And if you're like me, you're a mama, I have 2 kids, and trying to figure out your day with your business, your spouse, your children, I don't have time. So I get it. A lot of us don't have time. And that's a testament to what we believe for ourselves is valuable for ourselves. Your time is valuable. Value your time for yourself. So if you don't have time, create the time. Wake up a little bit earlier. Wake up 10 minutes earlier just to take a second for yourself, Wake up, or at night, before you go to bed, take an extra 5 minutes just to take some time to decompress, to take some time to meditate, okay? Add it into your schedule. That's an important part of you. And I want to know when you do that, when you make the time, you add an extra 5 minutes in the morning or 5 or 10 minutes at night, I want to know how you're sleeping. Okay, you can email me. I think I put my email in one of those links. You can email me. I want to know how you're sleeping. I want to know if you're doing during the day, what shifts happen during the day, because there will be shifts. If you take 5 minutes in the morning just to center yourself in a deep meditation or a short meditation, I want to know how it shifts for you throughout the day. Okay, the mindfulness, the awareness of prepping for this moment, prepping for the activities at work, prepping for, taking your son or your child to school, whatever your prep work is. I want to know what awareness happens in that process, okay? So if you don't have time, you create it. Means, and don't get me wrong, that can be a challenge, because what happens is we have been comfortable with, this is how it's been working for me, and so now a resistance is going to come in, I got to create time. It becomes like a struggle. And with anything, when there's a change or a shift, you feel that resistance, that struggle. Embrace it. It's a part of the process, but once you commit to it, you'll see and feel a whole sense of wellness that come over you, okay? So for 2, if you feel like you don't have time, create a little bit of time in a day, whether it's 5-10 minutes in the morning or at night. Create that time for yourself, okay, to begin the practice of meditation, okay? And the third obstacle is, where do I meditate? And I get it. This one client of mine, she lives in an apartment building where the kids upstairs that are making noise. She's right on the near the street, so she can hear the garbage truck in the morning. I don't have any space. It's constant noise. I get it. If you're in a house with tons of family members, where's my space to meditate? If you're in a small apartment or you're in an environment where there's construction going on, if you live in a city, where do I meditate? I have no space to meditate. Get it. That's a valid point. I don't have space to meditate. Nowhere in my house is noise. I can't do it. How can I be in a quiet space? There's always space. You can find space. So I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and of course there was multiple people living there. When I have space to meditate there, or if I'm at home, or if kids going on, I go in my car. I will pull up in a ShopRite or the grocery store, park way in the back, and take 5 minutes to meditate for myself. So you can find space, you can create space for yourself. It may not be the space that you desire right now, but in your meditation, if you take a quick drive, or if you're on a bus, you gotta go to work, you can go to, maybe there's a closet somewhere at work, you can take 5 minutes for a quick break. I'm quite sure laws require you to take 15-minute breaks. I'm quite sure of that. So there should be a space somewhere you can go search for that space to create for you to begin meditating, okay? So if you're facing any of those obstacles, I gave you some tips or some techniques that you can use to overcome those obstacles when it comes to meditating. One of the biggest reasons why I did this one about meditation today is because I know what it's done for my life. And if you're someone who's like me, who struggle with depression, struggle with how to handle your stress or manage your stress. I hate the word managing stress. How to help alleviate your stress, right? Or if you're struggling with, anxiety, meditations are great too, because what happens is we have become, especially here in the U.S., we are such a mover. We move. We're so busy. We do not take time to just be still and listen to divine guidance. Take a second just to be still. I remember taking a trip one time to Barbados, and the island, to watch the people on the island just go about their day so easily and so flowy. It was just like, we went to the restaurant to order food, and I was like, where are the people that work here? You know, I'm from, you know, being in the US, they're like, where's the food? Let's go. I'm from the East Coast too, so we're like, let's go. Where's the food? Like, where's the people? We sat there and waited. We had to take a second just to be still, because operating on their time is very leisurely. And I think that was a lesson for me. Like, where's the rush? Where are you rushing to, you know? So take a second for yourself every single day. And I want to know what transformation happens for you. I want to know, I want you to share with me, email me, put the email in the link to email me. I want to know what transformations are happening for you when you start meditating, when you dedicate this time to meditating, okay? I'll share with you, if you can, I might start a class on actually how to meditate. That's another issue too. People think that there's a certain way, you know, with, you know, positioning that you have to meditate. I want to really share with you just a simple, I'll probably create the course, give it tonight, and I'll have it for you. Available on my website. You can check it out on www.abundantlivingforwomen.com. You'll see it on the website. That course on how to meditate 101, easy, the simplest form of meditation. There's nothing that's not going to put you out your way. You got to learn any certain postures. Won't do it. Okay? So I will see you guys later. Love and light, and hope you have such a blessed, phenomenal, abundant, clear day. Okay? Love and light.